A lot of people running around without helmets on. I don't quite understand that. But then there are a lot of people driving cars who are saying, a lot of people riding around on motorcycles. What's wrong with them? You can get killed on those things. Welcome to FG Rides. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming along. There we go. We are shooting in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA, specifically Mildred, Pennsylvania, right now, although we won't be here for long. You really can't stay in Mildred very long if you're moving in one direction. Today we're going to talk about packages from India, and I feel I'm experienced enough to speak with some authority about packages from India. The first thing I ordered from India was the lowrider seat. The standard seat height on this classic 350 is actually just fine, but I wanted to go the extra inch, so to speak, and get the lowrider seat. So I actually ordered it before I even picked up the motorcycle, before I had swung a leg over the motorcycle. And because the motorcycle was several hundred miles away, I bought it online. I mean, it was brand new, but I couldn't get it immediately. I had to wait a week to get up there. So I ordered that, and I didn't know what I was doing. I found one. It was a good price. I got a coupon. It seemed like it was genuine. It turned out it was genuine. There are ways to tell. But I wasn't sure about the shipping times. And it had an estimate of like 3 to 4 weeks to get to me. And I thought that's okay. You know, I don't know anything about buying things from India. But after I got the motorcycle, there wasn't a right side grab handle on it. Oh, by the way, the first shipper was Aramex, a company called Aramex. So I got the motorcycle. I saw there wasn't a right side handle on it. And I called the dealership, and they said that's how they come now. They don't come with the right side grab handle, only the left. So I thought, I can't have this. I have to have this handle. It doesn't look right to me without it. So I ordered one from India. This time, it wasn't Aramex. It said it was coming via FedEx. FedEx does not have the greatest reputation here in the United States. Anecdotally, maybe officially it does. It has a lot of great reviews or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, anecdotally, not too good. I thought, when's this thing going to arrive? It arrived in 5 days from India, whereas the seat did take 3 weeks rather than 4. This Aramex, I don't know what they do, but they are certainly lacking any sense of urgency. Now, I don't remember the order in which I ordered things from India, so I'm going to kind of skip around. Well, let me say, the first thing I got was the right side grab handle, and I noticed something. First, the box was taped and taped again, and it wasn't, it didn't start out as a box, almost like it was constructed and then held together with several layers of tape all the way around the box. I mean, a ton of tape. And there was a peculiar odor. I wouldn't say it wasn't like putrid or rotten. It wasn't a horrible odor, but it was kind of jarring, since I had never smelled anything like it before. But it wasn't really pleasant either. The next item I got, the lowride seat, same thing. Box, tape, and layers. And the odor. As a matter of fact, I could smell it before I opened the box. And it wasn't the items inside. It was, I believe, it's the smell of India. Because every single package I've gotten from India smells like that. The shippers. Aramex is not the worst. I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it had to be after the seat took so long, and FedEx only took 5 days. But Shiprocket X. Oh, Shiprocket X. I don't know this is their business model for certain, but I believe it is, just from some of the things, the tracking updates and updates. I hesitate to be so generous with a description. I think that, okay, they pick it up, or they have somebody pick it up, and then they wait until there's like free cargo space. I think they put it on a board. Like, I have a package that is 12 by 8 by 8, and if you have a little nook and you can bid low enough, we'll send it on your cargo plane. And it won't be directly to the United States. I still have not got a package that went directly to the United States. They almost all go to the United Arab Emirates or Dubai, and then to a European country, Italy or France. Never had one pass through the UK or Sweden or anything like that. And then on to New York, or if it's FedEx, it's usually Louisville, Kentucky. Somewhere in Kentucky, anyway. Okay, left turn here, Clyde. Lopez Winery. Lived here quite a while and have not tried any wine from Lopez Winery. I can't drink wine anyway. Not much of it. If I have 2 glasses, I'll feel horrible in the morning. I digress. Shiprocket X, the worst. Aramex, next. Then comes DHL. Not the fastest. I don't remember getting any tracking from them. I must have, but I don't recall it. So it was unremarkable. The FedEx tracking is great. UPS, I did get one package that was UPS, and even though I like UPS far more here in the United States, it wasn't nearly as good as FedEx. It took probably double the time, and I didn't know where it was most of the time. Because once I order something, I'm looking for updates every day. Not every day. Several times per day. I just can't wait till it gets here. I can't wait to smell that sweet, sweet aroma. The smell of happiness is what a package from India smells like. The smell of happiness. At least now I've been trained. I'm like a Pavlov's dog. I salivate. I expect a treat. Not when I hear a bell. When that bouquet wafts up to my nose. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Most of the items I've received are really very high quality for the price. Well, almost everything I got, actually, or maybe 75%, has been actual Royal Enfield items. So I would expect them to be better than, some knockoffs. The pillion racks, or the pannier racks I bought, are not Royal Enfield, and they are very good quality. The most expensive thing I got from India was a Trip Machine tank bag. I don't have it on right now. It just wasn't, I didn't need that much storage today. And I hate to carry anything more than I need to. Although, I was tempted to put it on and just find something to put in it, because I like to have something in it. I feel it makes it more secure. Just so I could gaze at it occasionally. It's just a beautiful bag. And my wife likes these Coach handbags, wallets, whatever. You can buy some budget Coaches, but she doesn't have any budget Coaches. And I bought them for her. I'm not saying she's out spending all this money on handbags and that kind of thing. I only bought a couple things for her, but I know she admires them and looks at them, and it's a good go-to gift. You know, when you're not sure, what the hell am I going to buy for this holiday? There's 12 holidays a year. You got to buy things, you know, for people, excluding birthdays. But if you get a Coach, one of the high quality ones, and you feel that leather, you get the same kind of thing, same kind of feeling when you get a Trip Machine bag. It's like, this is what leather should feel like. It's like buttery, smooth, and it feels good to the touch. It looks good. It's not like the leather upholstery you might get in your Chevy whatever, you know, or you know, Chevy, Ford. I'm not picking on Chevy, Hyundai, Kia bothers me a little bit. That the new logo looks like the 9 Inch Nails logo. Makes me crazy when I see it. It's like I want to subprime lend you like an animal. That's what I think. I don't like that logo. Anyway, I'm sorry. I shouldn't complain about logos. What do I care? The pannier racks I got have the 4 holes in the middle for mounting a jerry can. I don't ever plan to mount a jerry can to this motorcycle, let alone one on each side, so that no matter which way I tip it, I'll explode. But I like that I can, you know? It's like a perverse thing. I don't need it. It's utterly useless to me, but I like that I have that capability. It's like a perception of performance, I think they say, with, you know, automobiles, motorcycles. I got the little foot stand because I have to park this. After I get it out of the shed, I have to park it in the yard for it to warm up. And if I'm anywhere else where the ground is soft, I don't want it sinking in and falling over, that kind of thing. I got the heel toe shifter. I got it not because I thought, wow, that's going to be great, because a couple of other vloggers I watch regularly have raved about the heel toe shifter and said essentially, oh, you get used to it, you know, very quickly and you'll never go back. I had it out for a day with the heel toe shifter on it, and I thought, yeah, I'm going back. I'm chucking this thing. I didn't chuck it, it's at home in the shed. I really need to sell it because it's useless to me. And it was Royal Enfield. It was an actual Royal Enfield item. It wasn't one of the aftermarket ones that I've heard others complain about. And it worked, don't get me wrong, but no. Not for this guy. The gloves I have, they're Royal Enfield. I think they're Ramblers V2. My wife bought those as a gift for me. So unfortunately, I didn't get the smell of happiness on that, you know, for this particular item. I should ask her about that. They were a Christmas present. I love them too. They're great. The bar end mirrors, they appear to be and have all the markings of the original Royal Enfield, or yeah, a Royal Enfield item. But they were not much money. They were like $30-some with the adapters. And you can't touch them in the U.S. Now that I mentioned the U.S., let me talk about that a little bit. Why I'm buying these things from India. It's not because I'm a cheapskate. When I went looking for the lowride seat, the first accessory I bought, I couldn't find it in the U.S. I tried a couple of places that are very successful with their Royal Enfield sales and have a ton of accessories, and they'll build bikes with a bunch of accessories, that kind of thing. Didn't have it. And of course the place where I bought it didn't have it. So I went looking on eBay, and that's how I first learned, oh, you can buy stuff from India. Other things I've looked for, I can't remember. Oh, the pannier racks, couldn't find those in the US. I think I found one place with, and it was out in the Midwest, with the bar end mirrors, but I just couldn't. They were so much money, and I prefer the way the bike looks with the stock mirrors on, the Mickey Mouse mirrors. That's what the All Year Motorcyclist calls it, the Mickey Mouse mirrors. I actually prefer it. I like it, but they don't hold. They don't hold. They're always messed up. Always. And I adjust them and I tighten them. They get, I don't know what it is. At least my mirrors. Maybe I got a bump set. I don't know. They're at home in the shed. I don't like the way the bar end mirrors look as well. But wow, they are. I definitely would not go back to the standard mirrors. They are just so much clearer and easier to, you get a better view. Obviously I'm a big fat guy, if you can't tell by looking at my arms, and so the view wasn't awful with the standard mirrors, but nothing like these bar end mirrors, even though they're smaller physically, you know, the diameter. Let's see, what else did I get from India? Oh, I got luggage. I got these bags, not Royal Enfield branded. They're goat leather. Got a set of them. And I kind of like the way they look. And I also, I like that they appeared to me to be, I could think of them as a canvas. I could do with them what I wanted. You know, personalize them. I could insert a picture showing you what I did with them. They're goat leather, and the ad on eBay said the funniest thing. It said the smell will go away after a few rides. And of course, I thought the set was $53. It was worth $53 to see what they were talking about. I thought, how horrible is this smell? Will it be like the smell of happiness after a while? After they sit in the shed in the summer heat for a few days? Well, I say, this is where the Royal Enfield lives, which I love. And I love my shed, too. The tools and all that junk. But you know what? I thought they actually smell kind of good when I first got them. And then they did develop a little bit of a funny odor that I think resembles the smell of happiness. So it's still okay, not exactly right. This is my my second ride out with them, actually, I think. And I just got them modified this week. Yeah, I'll throw a picture on. They're not that big. And I bought from India, again, tank badges for an Interceptor, the new Interceptor, of course. And so I didn't really have a good idea of how big they were. And after I got them, I thought, I gotta go through with this. There was just enough room to fit them. So my leather makes my saddlebags look like they're World Wrestling Federation champions. They're like all belt buckle, or maybe a sheriff from Texas or Georgia or something like that. You know, license and registration, please. Would you step out of the car? Huh, I've heard that before. Actually, got pulled over in Georgia. I wasn't driving. I was in the back seat. I was with a couple of lesbians, actually. A white girl and a black girl. They were my friends. We were going to New Orleans to pick up a cousin of one of them. And so yeah, we got pulled over in Georgia by a state trooper. And I'm just sitting there in the back, not doing anything. And he's talking to the driver and the passenger. The driver was the white girl, and the passenger was the black girl. And the driver tended to be a little bit snippy sometimes, you know, maybe like to challenge authority. But the passenger, she was always really good with, you know, being ingratiating and friendly and all that. So they were going back and forth. I don't remember what they were saying. I don't know what they were talking about. And suddenly, the cop, and he was just a stereotypical Southern cop, you know, belly over the belt that looks like my saddlebag, and he snaps his head as much as you can snap a head that's that big. Back at me, he says, "What'd you say?" Believe me, I hadn't said a goddamn word. "What'd you say?" I said, I didn't say anything. He said, what did he say? Oh no, way to tell a story, FG. It went out of my head. I ruined the story. It was kind of great though. Snaps to me, "What did you say?" Maybe he was itching for some violence or some conflict, and didn't want it to be with the girls. Wanted it to be with the guy, since one was available in the back seat, being an absolute angel. So this is my advice. If you're getting something from India, contact the seller first and say, "I would like to buy this, but I need your assurance that it's going to ship via FedEx." And get that in writing from them. And they will always say yes. As far as, in my experience, they will always say yes. One of them said, yes, I'll ship it via FedEx, no problem. And he did. But he didn't even create a label for like 7 days. And it was like, dude. And avoid Shiprocket. Ugh. Shiprocket and Aramex. But Shiprocket is the worst. They'll let your package sit until they find a space for it on an airplane. At least I'm pretty sure that is what happens with those.